That's good pad level, Slim, good pad level. Riverside real quick, we got one rep going this way. I think the best thing that a coach can bring to the table, no matter what style or what level he coaches, is he has to be himself. I learned that early on as a young GA, coaching at a Division II level, and then on throughout my career is, you know, the best coaches to me are the coaches that are themselves. So if you're an intense, high fiery guy, then that's who you need to be. If you're a laid back guy that coaches with, you know, more demeanor and voice inflect, then that's who you need to be. And that's more my style. You know, I try not to be too high or too low. When things are positive or things are not going so positive, I try to coach on the same demeanor all the time. Let's go, let's go, let's go, Alec, let's go. And for me, it's about coaching, you know, with directness, making sure guys are understanding what the expectations are, and making sure they understand what the expectations are for myself throughout their teammates. And that's all it comes down to. So guys know what they're going to get from me on a day-to-day basis. If I try to come in and be somebody I'm not, they're not going to respect what I'm trying to say. Spray out. Spray out. All right. Hurry. Same. Okay.
Iowa looks to close out its home schedule with a victory and thank 19 seniors and its great fans for their efforts and support. From Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City, this is Gary Dolphin with Eddie Podolak. Welcome to the Hawkeye Radio Network's coverage of Iowa, Illinois. Two of the top defenses in college football slug it out with the Iowa and Illinois offenses today. The Hawkeyes keep opponents off the scoreboard, while the Illini is number one in takeaways, having forced 26 turnovers.
In the gun is Stanley. Goodson's back there to block for him. Nate straight back to pass. Hit as he throws, and it is caught across the 40 at the 43. A great catch, a great comeback by Reganey. Stanley's in the gun, empty backfield. Illinois rushing 4. Stanley steps up in the pocket, fires wide open, caught at the 35 of Illinois. That's the tight end. They're moving the chains. Tight end Wheating goes in motion. No score just underway. Here's Goodson on a cutback. Gets 5, 6, 7 yards inside the 30. Reganey and Smith are wide right. Stanley to throw. Good protection. Nowhere to go. Now he runs right. Lobs downfield. Caught at the 5-yard line. Diving for the end zone, but coming up just a little bit short is Amir Smith Marset. Follow me, Mr. Stanley. Your table is ready. My goodness, what a play.
Boy, he was running as fast as he could to his right and threw a bullet 35 yards down the field between defenders for a big gain.
Heavy package with 2 tight ends. Here comes Goodson off the left side. He's got a big hole across the goal line. Touchdown, Iowa. Touchdown, freshman Tyler Goodson.
Well, I tell you what, the play of that offensive line on that play was unbelievable. Tyler Linderbaum, unbelievable block. Blocked 2 people coming from his center position.
That left side, a gaping hole. One running back is Corbin. 3 wideouts. Time to throw. Over the middle. Intercepted. Ojemudia. Welcome back. He picks it at the Illinois 42.
Boy, he played this so well that quarterback trying to throw it over Ojemudia, thinking that he's going to come up and take the flat. There was nobody in the flat, so he dropped deep, stepped right in front of the receiver.
He baited him, and OJ was the closest man to the football. 4 wideouts, 1 tailback. Stanley to throw on first down. Caught, crossing route by the tight end from Rockford. Nate Wheating, first down Iowa, inside the 20. Now Duncan tries to get 3 from the 33. It's a 43-yard field goal attempt, and it hits the left upright and bounds away, no good. Ooh, the Hawks squander an opportunity there after the Michael Ojemudia interception. The Iowa defense looking to adjust. Here's Peters, a play fake again. He's going to throw, has a man wide open, touchdown. So the turnover, the missed field goal by Iowa, gives Illinois the ball back with momentum, and we're looking at a tie game here in a minute. Even balanced line with a couple tight ends, more blocking protection. Stanley throws down the middle of the field, running free. Sean Beyer, 35-yard line, down to the 31 of the Fighting Illini.
Very interesting pattern off of a tight formation.
Nice drive by Iowa. And let's hope it ends with 3. Duncan's kick, no doubt about it. It's 10-7 Iowa. Here we go, 4th down and 10. Illinois with no timeouts left from the Iowa 37. Here come the Hawks on a blitz, and Peters is knocked down. Geno Stone stoned him. What a play, what a call by Phil Parker.
Oh, that's what I was saying by Phil Parker. That is, he had 2 blitzers unblocked, and Stone got there first.
Nate's got time for 1, maybe 2 plays. Good protection, fires over the head of the Illinois defender, and it's caught at the 25-yard line. Great catch by Tyrone Tracy. Out of the hold of Rastetter. Subert sends it back there. Here comes the kick. It is long enough. It's good. And the Hawkeyes head to the locker room with a 13-7 lead.
The Heartland is brought to you by Mediacom. Today's broadcast is powered by Extreme. Feel the power of amazingly fast internet, up to 1 gig. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives.
Slot receiver left, 3 wideouts. Fake of the toss sweep. That freezes a lot of people. And Peters runs down the middle of the field, and they're going to have to catch him from behind. He's at the Iowa 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Big play by the Illinois quarterback. And Illinois on the move over ground. 2nd down 7. Oh, the old flea flicker. They're thrown to the end zone, and it is intercepted by Iowa. Intercepted by Matt Hankins. I don't know why Peters ever threw it, but I'm glad he did. He was aiming it for Imeter Bebe, but he was well covered. What a turn of events there.
Yeah, Matt Hankins was not fooled at all.
Come on, Hank. Yes.
2nd down 10. 3 receivers to the wide side. Stanley on the fake draw, blitz coming, and Nate wrestles himself away from the would-be sacker, throws downfield, has a man open, caught! Amir Smith at the 15-yard line. One of the outstanding plays of the year by Nate Stanley, just to not go down when the linebacker, their best player, D. Lee Harding, had him all around the belt line.
Boy, he did, and you know, Stanley's bigger than the linebacker, and he just couldn't wrestle him to the ground, and Nate just kept spinning.
Well, you're up 13-7. This gives you more than a touchdown lead.
Yeah.
Makes it a 2-score game. I'm not going to argue with this one. Keith Duncan kicks it through. Iowa leads it 16-7. The short pooch kick for Keith from about 25 yards. So they try a field goal, we think, from 28 yards. Here's the boot, and it is through by James McCourt. So each team gets a field goal here in the second half. The Hawks can get a stop here from near midfield, 45-yard line of Illinois. Peters is going to keep, and he gets the 1st down. Oh, the ball came out. The ball came out, and Iowa has it.
On the field. There's a fumble recovered by Iowa. 1st down.
Now let's hope it holds. The Hawks have pried the ball loose a couple times today. Hawks have it at the Illinois 30, 1st and 10, leading 16-10. And here we go. Handoff to Goodson on a cutback right to left. Spins away near the 1st down. Inside the 25 to the 23. He's got that move down pretty good. That merry-go-round 360.
Yeah, that spin move.
Here's the snap. Rastetter gets it down. Duncan punches it through. Oh, what a year this kid is having. 4 more field goals today. Leads the nation in field goal makes. Just 14 seconds to go. Iowa 19, Illinois 10. Here's Robinson. Sacked from behind. Dropped by Christian Welch. There's your senior. The game is over. The Hawkeyes send their seniors out with a 19-10 victory.
Thank you. I'll go to God.
The Heartland is brought to you by Iowa Corn. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. You may think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
So I played quarterback in college, obviously, for 4 years, and you know, being a quarterback, they groomed me pretty early to get into coaching. My third year, my redshirt sophomore year, my head coach at the time, Jerry Kill, he kind of, now looking back on it, he basically recruited me twice. He recruited me to be a player as a quarterback, and then he recruited me to be a coach. As my third year, I was trying to figure out what I was going to major in. So looking back on it, it was the second best decision I made outside of marrying my wife.
Work the stiff arm, get him off of you. Get him off, get him off. Here we go, new ball carrier. New ball carrier, right hand. New ball carrier, right hand. But there, go. Work the stiff arm. Work the stiff arm.
I coach with honesty and integrity. I don't believe in coaching one position harder or softer, so to speak, than any other position. For me, it's all about coaching with honesty and integrity. If I don't know the answer to something, I'm going to get the answer for you and I'm going to find out. And if I do know the answer, then I'm going to coach you and find a way that makes sense to you. Every player is different, so everybody learns different. Some guys learn better off of tape, some guys learn better off of walkthroughs, some guys just learn off of reps. Some guys, it takes all of those things combined. So my job as a coach to find out what clicks for that guy, what makes his computer generate, so to speak, and teach him in that way.
Here we go, work the stiff arm, get him off, get him off, get him off. Here we go, new ball carriers up, right hand. New ball carriers up, right hand, right there, go.
Coaching is all about networking, and it really came down to, knowing the right people at the right time. Jay Neiman, obviously his two sons here being in the program. Coach Keel, his relationship with Coach Ferentz, and then Rod Carey, the then head coach, my head coach at NIU, him having a relationship with Coach Ferentz as well. It's all about networking, and fortunately I was doing a decent enough job at NIU, and we were winning some games, so that obviously always helps. And then the communication between, that network between Jay Neiman, Jerry Keel, and Rod Carey with Coach Ferentz and his staff, it just worked out. I got an opportunity to interview, and they saw something in me to give me a chance, and I'm very grateful for it. My family, they mean the world to me. Starting off with my wife, been married 12 years to Bridget. She's my world. Without her, I definitely couldn't do this. We couldn't raise our children. She's the best. She's definitely the best that I could ever hope for. Best decision I've made. Coach Ferentz is awesome. Obviously he's older. He has grandkids now. He's a granddad and all that stuff. But the thing about it is he's always focusing on, any time that we have an opportunity to bring our kids and our families up. Sunday dinners is a prime example. He wants them around. It's a family atmosphere here. Obviously with the Ferentz's family in general, I really am appreciative of Iowa football welcoming myself and the Copeland family into their home and family.
Stanley to throw. Goes to the end zone, lobs it to the far corner. It is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown, Brandon Smith. A great grab.
My, oh my, right over the top of that defensive cornerback.
Brandon Smith, one word for Brandon Smith is fierce. The reason he's fierce, just turn on the tape. This guy does nothing but make plays, and he's hard to cover.
Stanley's up under center. Play fake to pass. Wide open. Caught. Touchdown. Touchdown, Iowa. Stanley to Amir Smith-Marset.
Amir Smith-Marset, one word for him, energetic. Again, turn on the tape. Talk to him in the meeting room, talk to him out in the hallway. I challenge anybody to just have a conversation with him or turn on the tape and watch him play. Very energetic.
Stanley's looking his way, now rolls right, throws to the end zone, coming back to the 5 to catch it, into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Iowa! Touchdown, Nico Reganey!
Nico Reganey, the word I'd use for him, slick. All right, he's a very slick route runner. He's very slick on how he plays the game, and he's just a slick individual.
They run a late corner blitz, pass caught. First down, Tyrone Tracy gets to the far sideline, needs a blocker, turns it upfield, 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown! Touchdown, Iowa!
Tyrone Tracy, the one word I use for him is dynamic. This guy, there's not a skill position on the football field that I don't believe this young man can play at a high level. Bottom line is I've been blessed to be around some great young men, no matter what position, especially the receiver position. And these guys have had success, under my tutelage. So it's all about the guys that you're coaching and the guys wanting to get better, wanting to improve on a day-to-day basis. And I've been blessed to be around guys like that.
The Heartland is brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Hawkeye football is brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Avoid breakdowns in coverage with U.S. Cellular. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Third down, it's like 3rd and 4. They needed to get to the sticks, so I was kind of like sitting there in cover 2, and then he was just holding it a little bit, so I sank a little bit, and then I think I kind of fooled him a little bit, and he threw it right to me. So just kudos to being in the right defense at the right time. It's been a long 5 years for me. It's been a nice journey, so just ending my journey like that in Kinnick was a really good feeling.
Yeah, on that particular play, I beat the tackle. The quarterback was kind of coming to the ground, and I was kind of going down as well. I kind of just attacked the ball, like as a linebacker should, and the ball ended up coming out, and we were able to recover it with Jack. So it was a great play. I really didn't realize it completely until the play was really over. And the quarterback really didn't see me. He was looking to his left, and I kind of just came off the edge. He kind of kept scrambling to his left, and I just was able to get to him before he threw the ball, and it was a pretty good feeling realizing the game was over, and that was going to be my last play in Kinnick Stadium.
It's extremely special when you get to celebrate in the locker room with all your teammates, and especially those other 18 seniors that have been in this program for 4 or 5 years. It's some of the best times of my life, and I'll never forget it.
Ultimately, it comes down to the 19 seniors we have this year running out there, and man, it's a long 5 years, and it's definitely not easy to get to that point. So it was very, very emotional, and definitely the hardest senior day that we've had to go through. Ever since Nebraska joined the Big Ten, and it's kind of been a border game, they're our neighbor to the west, and ever since that day, it's been a big deal, and I think I can speak for both teams. It does mean a lot, and me and Landon being from Northwest Iowa, it means a lot to us as well. Not only this game but every game, and we know every year going into it's going to be a tough, hard-fought battle, no matter what. And we got to be ready to play the full 60.